Alright, it wouldn't be a broadcast day without some technical issues, but we are past the worst of them and we are finally into the lower bracket matchup. Sprout up against Apeks. One of these teams will not be going to Melbourne and we will be deciding that tonight. First map up, of course, Mirage, the pick of Apeks. They'll start over on the T side, and already with a plan in hand, the smoke goes towards top con, the flash is out mid, and Steeko taking heads clean off Stair, removed immediately from the equation. As that bomb looks to go down, Azza will catch a slightly keen peek from Berserk, as he looks to make his way up mid, but very quickly JL is making light work of the remaining kills. Shouldn't be too much more to do than that. Unless Launex can get something gone on this flank. Zello, though, lost in and amongst the storm, leaves just the flank, the only piece of the puzzle left, and Kixan is having none of it. Very clean, very swift CS from Apeks as they take the pistol. Choices to be made for Sprout now as to what they want to do in response to that. Did get summarily battered, I think it's safe to say, on that opener. Nothing really going their way. They're going to go for the force buy, however. Handful of Deagles, 5-7. Stair, of course, opting for the Scout. Problem being that Steeko has got himself a Mac 10 and looking to maybe run down the likes of Stair without any armor behind that Scout. Siphon, though, is going to take the fight to Kixan early on, and the trades just about working out in favour of Apeks. They bought themselves a 4-on-3, but that rifle will need to be recovered, and that's exactly what Steeko looks for.
Yeah, at this point, maybe even forcing them to consolidate, stack up towards one of these bomb sites and hopefully make the right call, or else have a potential to save these weapons, because you've already got one of the Deagle players really low. You've got a decent amount of utility that could be useful, but split it up and not so much. Lonk's actually getting very aggressive. I don't think he's going to expect a second player up close on the left. It doesn't matter either way. Got straight up by Jacob, and as they all try and swing for the fight, it just is being shut down. That was the nice wall bang, at least. See if he can get a follow-up. It doesn't look too likely, and the flank maybe even expected since he jumped across, but there's nothing that he can do about this bomb heading on towards B, and he ends up just going down in the meantime. Second round on the board for Apeks. This is their map choice, although they didn't have as much success as they would have hoped for the last day. It was the one map in the series that they ended up dropping, so obviously trying to change that fate here today.
Hoping for a different outlook, and interestingly, something we didn't touch on, I only just tweaked it in my brain, is of course Azza and Jacob used to play on the same team, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, the Aussie boys, Aussie, oi, oi, oi.
I guess we just took it for granted in our minds. Certainly fun to have them playing up against each other in such a different environment. So many nationalities on the server as well. This is an eco anyway from Sprout, so there shouldn't be anything too crazy happening. Slight little tangent rants. Although the Mac 10 is getting some decent money. Is it pronounced Kixan? Can you confirm that with me?
That's what I'm going for,
I've
mate.
never casted a game of him before, so I'm honestly not too sure. But yeah, looks like he's having a decent start anyway. I was seeing some of the previous performances as well. He played decently well for them the last day when they were matched up against Sprout, so looks like a solid addition for sure.
Alright, now things start to get a little bit more interesting. Rifles are out for both sides of the equation. Zello taking the AWP for a wander into the connector. Flashed off numerous times, however. And oh, that's the timing for Azza. Getting one over on his teammate. Former teammate, I should say. There we go.
Yeah, one thing we do need to know is, I think initially it showed Knock on the lineup, right? But we do have Berserk playing right now.
Yeah, I've been trying to work that out. I'm not quite sure where we're at with that yet. Azza gets a second onto Kixan, and this rifle buy is starting to fall apart a little bit for Apeks here. Two players picked off in middle very early on, and a swift rotation as this A-site hit looks to come through. Plenty of presence available over on the CT side, although the smokes will keep a couple in towards Connect here. The problem is that bomb is down, and Azza is absolutely motoring on the flank. Needs to be a little cautious of the sound cues, which he will start to be now. Zello continues to pick off the pieces. JL the next to fall, and Azza will have a free kill at some point here. There we go. Berserk to fall, and Sticko, well, the vet of the scene, is trying to find something, but the timing's just not quite there for him. So Sprout, a clean one. All 5 players kept up, able to upgrade it onto a second AWP. That's not a bad look at all.
No, not at all. You don't normally expect the gun round to go quite that cleanly. Did they even really take any damage on players? I don't think so. That was as well as it really could have went, rocking the double up here as well. Something that I was looking forward to potentially seeing from Apeks. Might still see it since JL does use the op a little bit, but Berserk in instead of knock. I'm not sure whether it's a stand-in situation. Initially I thought it might have been just, you know, one of the muted names. We had one in the last game as well, so I did have to go double check as JL picks up the opening kill. He played it incredibly well in the series against Sprout the last day. It seemed like he really was the difference maker in a series where Zello and Lounx weren't hitting the levels that we'd expect from them either, so we'll keep an eye on all those names above here in this game, as this round is so important for Sprout.
Well,
sure, the previous was a clean affair, but they still invested back into all that utility, so the money's not there if they are to lose this round. And well, a bit of a desperate kill from Azar as he's taken low. Siphon with a strong position though, and Connector might have the chance to get the drop on one, but no, it's Berserk instead. Stair has to, well, step it up here at the stairs if he wants any chance of his team fighting into this round, and he does a tremendous job, but it's still all on the shoulders of Azar, and he can't quite get the drop on Kixan, despite catching him, I believe, initially with a nade in hand right there. If he pounced on that maybe a second earlier, he might have got away with it.
Yeah, couldn't quite catch the timing he was after. Not quite able to get it how he needed it. And Apeks taking full advantage. Nice little techie play there as well. They jump spotted the AWPing con, and then Berserk was able to just run him down. The smoke didn't give him the cover because he knew where to look and where to find him. Force buy out for Sprout. It's pretty much a full buy. Now an X drops down to the MP9 to get a little extra utility, but other than that, it's looking pretty solid. Mac 10 going to go for a little bit of a wander here on the back of Kixan. See if maybe there's a fast B play to be called, and that's exactly what they're looking for as well. They'll leave a man in mid to cut rotations and look to just swarm this B site. Initial kill goes against them though. Mac 10 not able to find what it's after. Stiko at least full blind will find a response, but look at the speed of this flank already. They've lost their player in mid as well. This is going to get very chaotic. Bomb at the very least goes down, but 2 on 3 for these remaining T-side defenders. JL and Berserk, they've got no idea that there's a man already working his way through the apartments with a free backstab. Surely, any second now, he should catch his timing. JL goes down to it. Berserk doing what he can. And for a name we weren't expecting to see on the score sheet, doing a lot of the heavy lifting, finally put to bed. A solid effort, a fast B play called, very nearly sticks the landing. Stare on just 29 HP. Without that fast flank, I think that one probably would have gone Apeks' way.
Yeah, Berserk, I mean, at least salvaging enough to make it an incredibly expensive round, but I think if he realised quite how low Stair was there, he might have tucked away and tried to play things a little bit more cautiously. Just such a crack angle there that he ended up trying to peek in towards. It can be hard to spot the player as quick as you need to when you yourself are fairly low health. Might just be me. I have terrible eyesight though. 4-2. Sprout salvaging together to buy again, as we said, after the damage was done. Thankfully it lived with 5 and that a few rounds back, so they had that little bit of extra economy still left over, but they need to win this round. They need to try and string them together and get something truly going here on this CT side. Well, we're seeing a bit of a heavier stack towards A this time around. One in towards Window, who's obviously a very quick rotate as well, and this looks to be the correct call because they're setting up for this A split right now, and the rapid aggression is a perfect counter as well.
A lot of damage done though, and JL will be able to trade at least 1 for 1. With Stare down on 16 HP, I think Apeks will take that every day of the week. Cleared out the opening ramp control. You can see the CTs having to adjust, limited information to work with. Swinging out mid is Azar, and that is just not the call there. Leaves himself desperately exposed without utility to support. Gets taken down freely, and again with Stare. As low as he is, this B bomb site is going to be targeted. Just an MP9 here. Lamonex looking to do as much as he possibly can. He's tucked himself in. He's just going to hide and play the sound cues and hope that he can maybe catch someone in transition. He gets Sticko. Trade is almost instantaneous though, and with Stare on just 16 HP, this is all on the shoulders of Zello. A lot to do, and they don't want anything to do with it. Apeks will have their 5th round. Sprout opts to back away, knowing there isn't a better option at the moment. Jacob should be able to get his hands on a rifle as well, and then this becomes a very solid round for Apeks. And like you said, we're looking at Sprout and this CT side economy and saying, we need to see some consistency, right? We need to see you stringing rounds together back-to-back if you're going to make something of this CT side. And thus far, Sprout just haven't been able to do it.
No, I mean, small positive that they are likely to at least carry these 2 weapons forward. Apeks aren't on the hunt and they don't have the time, so give them something to work with here in this round. But it's an eco that has to be taken. It's Apeks already leading 5-2, likely 6-2 after this round, unless those 2 rifles get some real heavy lifting done. And oh, they look like they want to buy around this. Okay, Zello gets an M4. They're going to fully invest, and while they will have the few rifles, there's still some big weaknesses to this buy. And if it gets shut down, then what, they only get 2400 loss bonus. They're 100% on an eco with barely even any pistols. Apeks would be heading towards 7 already. And then at that point, you really do begin to worry, because this will be incredibly different to how things turned out the last day. Although, I was having a look, and I believe Apeks started Mirage 10-5 on the T side as well the last day before kind of letting it slip on the second half, losing 16-13. Good kill by JL, though.
Nice opener. Rifle down, Lauanex wants it, but that sort of gives the game away a little bit. Should know now that there's a player playing close to the angle, and JL more than willing to punish it. 2 kills on the initial B apps aggression already found, and still 2 players lying wait over towards this B site for Sprout. Might start to lull Apeks into a bit of a false sense of security here. Jacob able to spot at least 1 more, and JL, well, he continues his rampage onto the B site. A 3rd kill. Just everyone going his way. Stiko will finally get in on the action as he finds one of his own, and Zyphon, well, that's a little unfortunate. Out on an island over towards A, really not in a position to do much of anything about this one, so he'll look for an exit, find absolutely none, and Apeks will have 6.
Yeah, we're expecting the 7th to come alongside that 6th round as well. I don't even think we'll see too many upgraded pistols. They want to focus on getting out as strong of a buy as possible here in this next round, only getting 2900 loss bonus. So yeah, a couple of Eagles, a couple of P250s, a flash, and maybe a little bit of a stack up towards mid. We'll see. There's been heavy presence around here from Apeks anyway, so they might try and time the peak from Connector, it looks like. Jacob spots 1 and decides, yeah, backing the hell out of here, waiting for that flash to come true indeed. Zyphon, though, with the initial kill here on A. They know Azur's tucked in behind triple, so that should be easy enough to deal with. But there is players around Connector still watching that cross, heavily committing actually to the fight. Stared out, who finds a small bit of success from Connector, but that's really all there is to go around, unfortunately, for Sprout in that round. 3 left standing for Apeks. I mean, decent enough. There was the investment into a few pistols and some utility. So keeping kind of the bare minimum they wanted alive with already a 7-2 lead this early on. Again, the last day they done a lot better on their T side, ended up letting it slip away on CT, but in general, this is just a great start to the game.
Yeah, nice confidence builder, right? Get some rounds on the board early. I'm sure it will be playing in the back of their minds that the last time these 2 teams met, it wasn't quite as well coordinated on the CT side, but for now, just happy to run this one back. Miss Molly from Lauanex is going to send him out to the clean, as Zello doing what he can to back his man up. And Lauanex has actually managed to grab 1. Really had no business getting anything done there, but just about manages to dance around the utility long enough. Zello now looking to press the issue as well, knowing those bodies isolated in and around this site. Kicksan goes down for free, and these fast B plays just not quite landing for the T side at the moment. Azza finds 1 more in Jacob's position. No, and he'll do what he can. Able to get at least a kill, but very quickly traded away. And again, a fast B play called and a fast B play missed despite the utility not quite landing for Sprout. Apeks not seemingly able to break open that B site.
Alright, 7-3. Both economies actually in pretty weak positions as well. So whoever takes this round likely to get a bit of control off the back of it, meaning Sprout still have their chance to really come alive on this CT side. And Berserk, I like the initiative he's taken. Coming in as likely a stand-in. I don't know if we have that fully confirmed.
He's a sub.
He is indeed a sub at the moment, yeah. So coming in as a sub, it can be hard to find your place. Take a few risks, try and get some confidence going and be that difference maker. while the rest of the team kind of puts their strategies together. Unfortunately, it didn't work out there. The flick was a little bit off, and Xiphon heavily punishing. Slow it down the round massively for the T side. They've already got a player out top mid, so taking their time, waiting to see if anyone on Sprout maybe gets a bit overzealous and gives away a peak that can be punished.
Yeah, the problem with sending your AWP out in that manner early on is you've really not got a pick player left. JL, though, looking to fill that role as best he can. Will go 1-for-1. Nice counter flashes in for Azza. Clean enough trade found, and at this point, just one smoke, a couple of mollies left over on that T side of things to try and plan out some kind of an execute. Top con to be smoked off, but the CTs will just relocate in towards the connector with a two-man CT play. As much as Stiko finds one, Xiphon from the top of stairs is there to trade, and the CT player should be able to swing off the back of it. Timing's good for Kixan to get at least one, but needs to get rid of that site player and does. Launex now left, 1v2. Jacob's plant's safe enough as Kixan takes control of CT, and this is a rough old crossfire to break now. Launex dancing around double, doing what he can. Smoke gives Jacob a little bit of breathing room. Now Launex has shown himself. Manages to get the first, though. Kixan not able to trade that one out, and with the smoke actually obscuring Kixan's vision a bit, Launex can play around this. Wants to bait the peek out, wants to play for the audio cues, but Kixan fakes the reload. Swings on nice and wide and finds himself round number 8 for Apeks.
Yeah, just about edging that one out. A much closer round than some of the previous ones for sure, but that doesn't really give anything to Sprout at this point. But they are going to try and keep the pressure on, I suppose, because of the fact that the economy is still pretty weak on that T side. It's a risky play, though. If this doesn't work out, they only get 2,900, so definitely left on an eco, forced to maybe even give away a 10th round to Apeks on this T side. With that an opportunity if they can add any more to even improve on the T side they had on Mirage the last day, so it's a rough spot to be in. Much slower default in the early stages. Berserk not trying anything too crazy.
Happy just to hold top con. That early control taken. Apeks just playing a little cautiously, not necessarily knowing what they're coming up against here. Firepower is a bit of a question. Xiphon will find the entry, though. Zello goes low and will at least be tradable, but Xiphon top con initially doing a solid job, then getting caught just a little bit out of position there. Berserk not able to hit his shot either, but Stiko is there to back him up. And at this point, this force fire is looking like a terrible call. Berserk and JL picking it apart piece by piece. Just the one kill found. 9th round on the board, and as you said, very little to work with coming into this one now. Double digits feels almost guaranteed, and from there, again, anything is a bonus. I mean, if you can get 11, 12 rounds, then it doesn't matter how dodgy a CT side you've got. You just have to win the pistol and convert it, and you're pretty much there.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, they only got 3 the last day, I think, on their CT side, so it was pretty damn dodgy. But,
Right, you're going to have to explain the last day to me, because I've never heard that before in my life.
the last day they played, I just technically didn't finish the sentence. People say that. Don't make me bother in England. We like to shorten things and lessen the effort of using the English language because we don't like it here in Ireland. So. Leave out a few syllables to piss people off. Pistols only for Sprout at the moment, though. I'd say that's what's pissing them off. They've been constantly bouncing between these weaker buys and the full investments, and a lot of the gun rounds have brought things close, but just can't quite get it over the limit. It has got to be frustrating, especially when you're against a lineup that's come in with a sub as well.
And then watching that sub have the audacity to swing a ramp smoke and try and it's bold.
No
and they
fear.
are dismantling this round, much like they've done the ones that predecess it. It's just demolition job, isn't it? It's really not any resistance at the moment from Sprout. JL down low is as close as they got to finding a kill. And for the remaining Deagles, well, they're probably going to get hunted here, to be honest with you. The bomb's going down on B. Jacob is already up to top con. Zello might have half a timing, but he's caught in no man's land. And for Stare, he's got Kevlar, hasn't taken any damage yet. That'd be something to carry into the next round. A smoke grenade on the bot as well. That'd be useful. Something maybe to bring into the next, but it's going to be 10 on the board for Apeks. Their economy in a very solid position. They've got a buy in the back pocket with very few rounds left in the half. And some questions to be asked of Sprout, I think. Stiko, yeah, looking for the hunt, looking to prop up those stats with a few more picks before the end of the round.
Oh, Vac.
Ooh.
Cheater.
Vac Sucks is going to have a field day with that one, aren't they?
I haven't looked at that in years. People still take that even semi-seriously? Because I know there was actual people who'd post on it thinking everyone cheated.
Oh, just wait till Source 2 comes out. It'll be all the same. It'll be the same all over again, won't it?
Yeah, I've seen the rumours. I don't know. We'll wait and see.
In Richard Lewis,
I won't believe until it literally is available to download.
If Richard Lewis says it's happening, it's happening. Sprout could do with a little bit of luck like that. Someone to say it's happening, because they are 10-3 down. Rifles are out, at the very least.
Now or never. Loun's burning himself a little bit. Always unfortunate.
Apeks letting them stew in it as well, playing very slowly into this one. Zyphon, though, has managed to catch himself a little bit of a timing. We've seen a good few of these from Sprout. They've called these aggressive plays many a time. Zyphon will be screaming right now that he's got the bomb, and he's got Kixan as well. Managed to thread the needle, and now there's a little bit of confusion in the Apeks ranks, trying to work out how on earth he's got there and who was meant to be covering that spot. You can see Stiko on the minimap just starting to work his way out of Palace. He's not going to be there in time. And off the back of that, Apeks are going to have to come up with a plan B here. 4v5, make it 3 as Zyphon's aggression continues to be rewarded. And this looks like it should be round number 4 for Sprout, unless something starts to go drastically wrong. Berserk able to grab a pick onto Zello and a second onto Azza as he looks to aggress up short. JL's timing, though, still not good, and still it remains 1-on-2 as Lau and X finally chimes in onto the AWPer. And it's up to the vet, Jacob, to try and get this one done. Catches Stare in transition, but not able to capitalize. And now Lau and X, I love how he's played this. Pushed up to the off angle, unexpected, unwatched. And a free kill to be found. A 4th round on the board, and AWP to be picked up and saved into the next.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was the vet that got put down this time around. I loved the read, though, on the aggression. Once he went through the spawn and realised, obviously, that the player that he caught initially just wasn't even being cautious of the spawn. He thinks, well, yeah, this other player must be in towards Palace because he wasn't being cautious. It's very likely he presumed the A player was watching it and just isn't quite on an angle where you can see the ramp push. So, stuck around and did manage to follow up with that second kill. Well played, and a chance for Sprout to potentially come out with the 5 rounds on the half again, which they were able to salvage just a few days ago. Jump across. I don't think he spotted that. Giving away now.
He's giving the game away now. Lau and X able to find him through the boxes as well. Jacob is there to try and trade that situation. Goes down low in the process, but does find it. Judging by the way he's looking, he's currently screaming at JL, can I have that AWP, please? And indeed, he will be gifted.
Done.
B-bomb site's open for the taking at the moment, though. Sprout playing with very high-risk strategy. Berserk on the second AWP is working his way over towards B, but unfortunately isn't going to be able to press the issue enough. I think if he had a rifle, you might have seen him playing a little more proactively there, and he might have been able to sniff out the fact that there's a very heavy-handed A stack in play here, but not to be. And now, as the T side look to execute on out, there is going to be a lot of firepower here for them to face. Zyphon tucked in under dark. There is Molotovs to clear him out potentially, and AWP off towards the stairs. Question is, will they get anything done with it? Beautifully flashed in. Zyphon and Azza combining for 2 quick kills, and now JL on his own up against 4. Surely going to be impossible. Gets the first, but he's dinked up in the process. 28 seconds left. Dropping his util, trying to buy himself any kind of space, and well, he's going to go over the top of the smoke. It's not to be, though. Is anyone getting a sense of deja vu? Because I sure am. We'll have to see if Sprout can complete the same comeback as yesterday after the break. A solid first half, but still the game hangs in the balance. The matches past hang over the heads of Apeks, who know they've squandered similar leads before as they head to the CT side of Mirage and will want to put those old demons to bed. A faster play called by Sprout as they look to bring them right to the forefront of their minds once again. Jacob, under dark, not able to get anything out of those Julies, and the low HP bar won't matter to X because he keeps on charging through. 2 quick kills, finally he's put down, but the dinks are exchanged before Berserk can come into the equation and start to level things back out. 3 on 3, but there's low HP bars to play with. Some swift headshots are required, and a fast flank could well spell the end. Stan not able to wrestle that Glock into compliance just yet, though, as low HP bars all over the shop leave him alone in a 1v2. They know where he is, they know where bombs planted, but they seem to have lost their kit in and amongst the carnage. And Kixan, well, he's going to look for a full 10-second stick here on half HP. He is going to fully commit to this, and as that defuse keeps on clicking down on 18 HP, Stare is out of ammo. He's onto the Glock, and he can't quite find him.
It was so close when he went onto the Glock as well. It was on like either side of the kneecaps, it looked like. Oh, that is unfortunate. An 11-5 start now for Apeks into this half because of a full 10-second defuse. I mean, at what point do you say screw it and just run over and hope to knife him?
You would have thought probably at the point where he tries to switch to the
traded
Glock,
weapon,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That was just very strange how that played out, and it's gonna make things just ever so much harder for Sprout now, unfortunately. They had a bit early to do any damage. Yeah, it's not too bad, all things considered. Obviously, the bomb had gone down, so that does boost it up quite a bit. They've gone heavy on nades. Maybe could have had another rifle or two if they went Galils, but I do like this approach. They're going to have Stir and Lounx trying to lead the charge, and, well, X, right, is it?
Yeah, that's what we're going for.
X, yeah, my bad. I forgot from the last day. But, yeah, both very capable players on those rifles, and if they drop, they can be passed back through the train, hopefully, of players.
They've lost one of the rifles on the Apeks side of things already as well. JL on an M4A1 swinging early has gone down, and this B bomb site as a result is looking very sparsely occupied. The rifle, yes, it's recovered, but they need kills out of it.
Not the right click.
Kixan, not the right click, my friend. Down to 15 HP as a result of it. That would have been a slam dunk kill, you have to imagine, any other reality, and as a result, we are going to see Apeks bailing out of their second round conversion. It will be Sprout who find the response pretty much immediately in this. Well, that's one hell of a way to lose a round, to say the least, Dean.
There's a multiverse where he didn't right-click and the round went completely differently. Oh, that is a heartbreaker against the Force Buy as well. Why? I am curious why they were playing such a passive B-hold. Basically a retake against what I would presume they would know was going to be a Force Buy after the bomb went down. But I
think it's when JL goes down on short, the MP9, that's what Kixan had, and Kixan sort of stuck in two minds. He wants to go recover the M4, but he's got to clear short properly to do that, and the time he takes to do that leaves the B-bomb site wide open.
Couldn't have right-clicked with the MP9 if he just kept it instead close.
To be fair, if he'd right-clicked, the MP9 wouldn't have betrayed him, so maybe that's the reason he should have kept it.
Wouldn't have even noticed he right-clicked it. He wouldn't have even known himself. Instead, it's 11-6. Apeks get 1,400 to help fund the rebuy on top of obviously what they were able to carry forward. It's not perfect,
just about
but it's
able
good
to scramble it. Yeah, MP9 in Kixan's hands again. Stick with it this time. Don't right-click the M4A1. Rifles for pretty much everyone. The problem's going to be... Yeah, and the problem was always going to be the utility here, so... They are very slim, and after the initial batch of nades goes either way, there isn't much of anything to speak of on the CT side, and you can see it's a very different picture for Sprout. You've got half a dozen executes in their back pocket at the moment, and it's a question of which one do they look to pull, and can Apeks find any kind of a response to this? They're going to go for a little bit of aggression down the ramp with Berserk. That FAMAS is going to go for a peer on in, and at least that's some map control taken away from Sprout.
Sending a player back to under as well. Yeah, looks like it's going to be the B split. Unfortunately for them, Apeks have already made the call to go ahead and stack 3 players over in this direction. Jacob, I was going to say, spotting them coming through. Oh, this is perfect. He has the bait and switch with the player up on the balcony. Only comes away with the one himself, but as I said, that trade was ready. Kicks on this time with an A4 to recover, but he sticks on the MP9 and makes it work instead. eventually recovering the AK. Is there anyone else getting upgrades? Sticko got himself an AK as well. Berserk still stuck on the FAMAS, but overall a commanding round for them to steal back. And now force Sprout back onto what is this time likely to actually... Oh, I was going to say likely to actually be an eco, but no, they seem to have gone for a hero AK at the very least.
They're going to force this one up.
Looks
They
like
know
it,
the
yeah.
economy's still on a knife's edge. Invested. I think they've just called a timeout because they've realised what they've done. Because it looks like Launex has dropped a rifle and Stare has dropped a rifle, right? And Zyphon and Zello have picked up armour. And then Launex has looked at his money and gone, I can now get a Tech 9, no armour. Stare's gone, I've got a Deagle, no armour. And Az has gone, what are we doing again? Are we buying or not? But it does look like they want to pull that sort of double hero rifle and see if maybe they can get some kind of purchase with it. You can't blame them. We saw it work in the round before last. The problem is these back and forth scenarios, at some point they break and at some point somebody starts losing out bad, and it looks for now like that is going to be Sprout. Just 2 rifles into this one. Only 3 players able to afford full armor. Stare and Launex on absolute scraps. Question is, what do you do to get Zyphon and Zello into a position where they can really get some damage out of these rifles? Gonna be Zyphon actually on his own out towards Palace. The rifle of Zello was meant to be the one, I believe, to trade out Stare as Kicksan went aggressive, but instead working his way through the underpass, they have already lost one of the pieces of the puzzle.
Not the start you'd be wanting into one of these force buys. It's not the weapons at least taken out of play early on, so you've still got those 2 AKs ready to rumble, but considering how much weight this round carries, if it goes south, they're on an eco giving up 14, and at that point fighting for the victory is going to be incredibly difficult. Not quite deja vu of the last day, it doesn't seem, although the pistols are finding some success here as well. This should be the drop in towards window indeed for Zello as he catches Jacob off guard. It's all on to Kicksan. I think he might just be stealing the bomb at top mid. He'll get vision real soon indeed. There you go. But there's still 50 seconds and he has to deal with both of these players moving in from Connector. Gets the drop on the first, hangs around for the fight and can't quite win it. One more bullet would have done it. Instead, Zyphon comes out on top and keeps Sprout in this. It's a lifeline snatched away by the skin of their teeth. But let's see. I mean, what was it? 3 rounds in total for Apeks the last day on the CT side. If Sprout can get some momentum going, you'd probably say they'd be getting in their mind a little bit. I could definitely see the comeback happening.
1900 loss bonus here isn't going to support Stiko into a buy.
Everyone else
is going to go for the eco anyway. Yeah, everyone else is. So they're going to call the eco. Look to stack up.
He's the sort of player who would sacrifice anyway, so I guess when you see he's the only one who can't buy, he'd just immediately say, screw it, I'll just go a shotgun or whatever.
This is some proper matchmaking stuff, this. Just 5 USPs, charge the ramp, see if maybe you can find a couple of kills.
Sometimes.
JL has got his hands on a rifle here, but unfortunately the aim punch just a little too much, so get those rounds out of the way. I like it from Apeks. I don't like when teams play the full ecos and try and make them last stages. It's boring. Just charge something.
They all go to their regular positions where they play with their M4s or whatever. As if they're going to win the duels on a USP. Stack things up, charge something, take some sort of gamble usually is the way to go, whether it's aggression or, as I said, just stacking a bomb site. Maybe trying to put one player elsewhere to feign an illusion of presence across the map if he can. But here we go, onto the rifles once again. Apeks back on a really solid buy, bar the MP9. They do have an op on Berserk, which will not be challenged in that regard. As you can see from the other side, this is very aggressive from Jacob though. 2 players up close left, one in behind the boxes as well. I was going to say, when the smoke starts to fade, he could be in trouble. Thankfully, there's a smoke down, a box rather, so he has the chance to isolate his own fight, and even comes away with fantastic damage against Stir, which should leave him exposed if he tries to retreat from the boxes. The nade will do it. No. 3 health.
Ooh.
Quite fortunate to be alive.
Nades don't tend to be rewarded in this game, and that continues to be the case, although Berserk's AWP certainly will. Zello last up, just looking for anything, but it's not going to be. And that is the mystical 3 rounds that Apeks have been looking for. They get them on the board and get them on cleanly as well. 4 players kept up. A big opportunity to build the bank, as again, we're going to see Sprout buying, but again, there's going to be sacrifices. Now next once more relegated to deagling duty.
Sprout lose this, they're in trouble, so plan is. Seems standard enough. Quicker on the mid control though for sure. Charge straight up short from Stair, and what a catch. Actually gets Jacob before he goes in towards cover. Perfectly on the shoulder, I believe, with that spray. Or with that burst, I suppose you'd call it more so. Either way, early control around ladder, even dropping down in towards window with the man advantage with tons of time on the clock. And, well, what looks to be the A push already, having forced the defenders back into a retake position. And with very little info because they can't get in towards jungle anytime soon without being spotted by Stair. Making things very difficult to establish any sort of footing to set up even for a retake. JL should have that kill. There we go. It spotted the shoulder quite a while ago. Unfortunately, I think the hesitation here might actually be costing Sprout. It definitely is.
Oh, nice shot. Deals with the man in towards Palace, and now it's on this ramp play. Flash is a little deep, so Azza will be able to take advantage and deal with JL. But as you said, this slowdown has bought time, and it's bought space for the rotations to start to come in. The bomb actually wants to back out of this on the back of Stair's proactivity. Berserk, though, still lies in wait over towards this B site. He will get the sound cues, and he will be able to call it. The problem is, this rotation is going to be significantly hampered. If they have any idea at all, they'll know that somebody could have snuck their way into jungle on timing. With 30 seconds left. Oh, if Sprout just cut noise, Berserk could be absolutely hung out to dry here. Stiko, aware of the possibility, wants to rotate, wants to support his AWPer, but it's not to be. And Berserk, he's got it all on his shoulders right now. Hits the first. No info on the second man just yet, and Zello begs him out, but Berserk is having none of it. The youngster with the flick buys the 1v1. Buys the space for Kixan, who will recover onto an AK. Stair goes for the bomb plant and will be able to nail it down. Stuck inside that site though, and no idea where to look. Kixan hits his shot, but it's Berserk, the hero. The substitute coming in for Nork, who hits an outrageous flick there. 19 years old, coming up from the Apeks Rebels. And well, he's making his mark.
Yeah, I like what we're seeing from him. It's not easy to fill the shoes of a player like Nock either, but he's done a fantastic job. And really, you've got to say it's a big catch for Apeks to have a player like him on the bench for these sort of situations. It's not too often you get such a capable sub. This is rough.
Perk of having an academy roster, I suppose.
Yeah. Look at the buy though. They're all in as well. There's a Mac 10, a Galil, Azar stuck on the Deagle. I think Zyphon did have an AK. Am I going crazy? I'm pretty sure I saw another AK a minute ago. Maybe not, no, because he still has 2550, so unless it was just somehow kept in play, I think he's just trying to decide what to actually buy for himself. They lose this, they get 2400, so they'll be on an even worse investment, most likely, unless they get the bomb down, and even then, I mean, probably still be worse for some of the players who are currently rocking rifles, so yeah, they need to turn things around here. I know this is Apex's map choice, but Overpass up next, it's still a map that they're really good at.
Map they'll certainly be feeling confident on, and while Sprout are running out of opportunities to build their confidence. Berserk again chiming in with an early pick. It's a rough old spray from Jacob, but at the very least, he's got a 1-for-1. Lauan doing what he can, and JL actually goes down to the full damage. Counter flashes are good though, and in and amongst the chaos, they've bought themselves a 1v3. Lauan able to grab at least the first, but that will be it. Berserk reads him like a book, puts his man down, and it's 15 on the board. The force buy with everything they had can't quite crack open that A-site defense, and now Sprout, well, it's 7 map points for Apeks, and they're staring down the barrel of a very rough buy indeed.
Yeah, I got really confused for a sec, because obviously JL was, I think, shooting at something, and then I heard a nade explosion just as it said he killed himself, so I was like, how the hell did he nade himself? So yeah, the fall damage made more sense.
I think he fell. I'm not 100%, I'll be honest with you.
I don't think he could have naded himself unless it like went really far and then bounced back quite a bit, because he had his gun out shooting, right? Either way, it was a strange scenario. Either way, his teammates kept it alive and may have just done enough to push them over the finish line potentially. Couple AKs in play, mostly pistols, and Berserk just won't stop fragging like a madman. And again, just willing to take so much initiative. He wants to prove himself, you can tell.
Clearly a man full of confidence, and with good reason as well. Really nice play. Not an easy shot to hit that shoulder peak, but he finds his mark. Buys his team the man advantage, and well, they're going to try and swing him again. This time a little quick on the draw, the youngster. But drops back, uses his utility, buys a little time. And as things start to reset, a minute left on the clock. Still, those 2 hero rifles are up for Sprout, but a man down. Looking to group in towards mid with limited utility to plan out any kind of a set play. It's going to be a rough one for Sprout to try and wrestle control back of, especially with a 2-man play in towards this window. Xiphon look for the boost up, but JL's got his mark from top of Con. It's a 3-man split into that mid-window control, and it's just working out a little too nicely. Azza on the spam down, at least able to get one, but he's now the last player alive as with an recovered M4. There is nothing he can do. Clean as you like from Apeks. A much improved performance on when these 2 rosters met. 16-8. They find themselves a very clean start to this best of 3, and one that I think is going to cause some concern in the Sprout ranks, right? We talked about how last time these teams met, Sprout took the opposition's map pick. They took Mirage 16-13. They limited the CT side of Apeks massively. Clearly, Apeks have gone home and